Hello, third years. This will be the final lesson of this particular unit. And it's the most important lesson because today you will be writing your essay, your creative essay. Think of it as a trial run for next year when you have to write for National 5 a folio piece. So that's why I want it to be around 800 words, no less than that, please, because that is the length of a folio piece next year. Remember what I'm looking for. I'm looking for reference to the genre markers or rules of adventure writing. So a good way to think about it is splitting your work into paragraphs, 4 paragraphs maybe. So remember what we looked at. We looked at usually there's a scene established, a setting established. It's fairly normal. Second of all, something happens. Something is found, whether it's a game or a book or something's removed, and it unleashes a lot of chaos. That's paragraph 3, the chaos playing out. Paragraph 4 is the result of the chaos. Maybe how do you stop it? How does it end? What happens as a result? Okay, how do things go back to normal? I'm not saying you have to keep the 4 paragraphs, but those are kind of the 4 stages. So there should be a heavy awareness of setting in this, since the setting is going to be completely transformed or destroyed at some point. So I'm looking for, in paragraph 1, clues. So remember what we said, if I have beautiful windows described, maybe have them break in paragraph 3, things like that. So another thing that I really want us to think about is characters. I want to see characters who develop during this creative piece, not characters that stay the same. So maybe have a character at the start with a bit of a problem. Maybe they're a bit quiet, or maybe they don't get on with somebody, maybe they feel a bit isolated. And with whatever that happens, whatever, like when they open a certain book and something happens, they should find out something about themselves. Maybe the person that they do get on with, maybe they think they're a meek and mild person, but they do have courage deep down. They learn to use their voice. So I'm looking for a bit of a change in the character from the start to the end. And remember, that can be achieved through descriptions. We talked about this last lesson. You should even before this has begun, in paragraph 1, there should be every character that's introduced should have a clear description to go along with them so I can picture them. Don't have 10 characters. Give me 2 or 3 and describe them properly. But those descriptions, whatever you choose, should be clues. Remember I said about the bee and the hair. Beautiful hair at the start, but you're kind of like, well, what's going to happen to that hair during the course of this? Because why would you give so much importance to it otherwise? Okay, so think carefully of the descriptions. Make sure, one rule of thumb is making sure that there's a really detailed, beautiful description, at least one in every single paragraph, whether it's setting or character or whatever. Okay, so I'll be keeping an eye out for clues regarding characters and some sort of change that happens to them. What I'll also be looking out for today is have a look at some of the variants of punctuation. Now, it's all well and good having these beautiful descriptions and beautiful words, but if you're just using full stops and capital letters, well, first of all, thank you, because some people don't. It's really nice to see because it stops your work being a complete mess. But you can vary it a little bit. Can't we use colons? Could we use brackets? Could we use ellipsis, ... Now, I've put some examples for you up above, and you know what? You could take those as templates and put them in, okay? Change some of the words of my sentence, and for me, the first step of using punctuation that I'm not incredibly familiar with is by seeing how it's done, taking that and making it my own and applying it to my creative essay. Now, that's a good first step. We will look at punctuation later on in the course, especially when we look at close reading, but it will be a good first step of using a colon is take my example and apply it to your story if you can. So how would you get a level 4? You get a level 4 by using paragraphs. You get a level 4 by giving me beautifully worded descriptions of characters and setting that actually form clues. You get a level 4 by keeping to the rules of adventure writing. And finally, you get a level 4 by varying your punctuation. Have exclamations, have question marks, have full stops, have brackets, have colons. And of course, if you don't know how to use colons, you could just ask me and I'm happy to give you a quick run through. Right, good luck. I cannot wait to read your pieces of work, and yes, hope you have a great weekend. Bye folks, bye.